and welcome back to another episode of the Otakuology Podcast. I'm your host, Otaku Mike, and with me, as always, is Jen. Hey, that's my big whack Graves. And today we're talking about Sakamoto Days, episode 11.
I don't know where that was going. My big whack?
Yeah, that was the burger that they eat at the end of this episode.
Oh, I totally thought you were getting to, like, almost calling me, like, Big Wang, and I was like, what the fuck?
No.
What is this introduction?
But yeah, we got a good episode for you guys today. This is the last episode of Sakamoto Days until July. We're not getting any more until July.
Which, I'm just going to say, that seems a little weird to have 11 episodes and go from there.
You think so?
Yeah, I mean, it feels surreal because it usually seems like that you either end at 10 or you end at 12.
Yeah, you're right. I feel like, yeah. But it is what it is, you know?
Yeah. I'm just glad this one didn't put us on, like, that big of a cliffhanger. Like, it kind of ended short and sweet.
Yeah, it's not that big of a cliffhanger at all, I feel like.
But yeah, no, like part of the stuff with this episode, I feel like was that we did end it kind of short and sweet, which compared to some of these other ones we've kind of like been on, I think it was a lot better.
Do you feel like this is like probably one of the shortest story arcs so far? Kind of?
I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to say it's only because we had that last episode that was half.
Yeah.
That started this one. So while some of these other ones we've had like one or two or like one episode dedicated to it, this one had an episode and a half.
Yeah, which I gotta say was kind of weird. I feel like the placement of the episode. I gotta say, like, off the bat for this episode, I didn't 100% love this episode.
No, I agree. I kind of felt like compared to a bunch of even the last one, I mean, which, like I said, that I really like the gambling part a lot more.
Yeah.
I really think, though, that this one, not the gambling, the hot springs. The bathhouse. Yeah. That this one, I kind of felt like we already knew what everything was going to be coming to.
I think the only thing I didn't know was when we got to the big reveal at the end, or towards the end. I didn't see that coming.
When they were back at the shop?
When Wu-tang like reveals what Slur is doing, I think it was.
Okay.
Yeah, when we get into that, yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, for me, it was the very end, I would say. And possibly like a little bit of us seeing the deer guy again, but
yeah.
Other than that, this episode just seemed really like watered down.
A little bit. But let's get into it and talk about it. So our episode starts out, they are in the triad gambling
casino
something. Thing, and it was like, what was it called? The triad or the triple triad, I think it was called.
Yeah, don't get me lying. That was a mouthful to begin with.
I don't remember like what the name of it was. I want to say it was like the triple triad.
It's a secret. It's supposed to have a name.
Oh, okay. And we see our characters. If you don't remember the last episode, go listen. But I'll give you a little spoilers or refresh your memory. Wu-tang was winning their bet to see who could get like the most money for this competition so far.
Yeah, right off the bat.
Yeah, he was like, he just tripled, quadrupled his money.
Yeah. Oh. And That seemed like, since it was right at the end, that seemed like it was only a minute long. Like,
Yeah, yeah. But this starts out with Shin going over to what does it say? It was like, was it a poker table?
yeah, he went over to a poker table.
See, I'm really bad at remembering like the games and like what exactly happened at what points.
Yeah. Well,
He's like,
Shin went over the poker table or like blackjack.
yeah,
It could be either name. Um, and he was doing the first part and didn't exactly know how to play, and Lou had to come say something to him, which he ended up dropping his cards.
well, he ended up
And
winning too.
yeah, well, he ended up dropping his cards so the guy knew what he had.
Yeah,
And after that, like, that kind of triggered off where everybody, he knew what everybody else was thinking.
yeah, which he doesn't know how to play like any casino game. Neither does Sakamoto. I think the only one who might know how to play is Lou, possibly.
I think, honestly, Sakamoto knew a gist of things, but I don't think he fully knew any of that.
I have to say, out of these 11 episodes we watched,
Yeah,
for some reason, and I don't know why, Lou and Shin were kind of annoying in this episode.
I agree with that.
They were really annoying, and I was kind of a little bit turned off by their characters. You know, we kind of speak highly of them previously, and I'm like, these kids fucking suck right now.
Yeah. Well, I also don't think that this was supposed to be a big Shin episode either, which is
No,
kind of why he got downplayed more.
but Lou
I
didn't really
mean,
do anything as well.
that's true, but I don't feel like Lou really ever does anything. So
Yeah,
not to hate on like Lou's character, because like I really enjoy her character. I just don't think that, especially like we talked about before, based off the opener, that Lou is actually supposed to be a big character in this anyway. I mean, in the opener, we mostly see Shin and Sakamoto,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
um, everybody else kind of plays second fiddle. So of course, with Lou,
Lou kind of gets the second fiddle in her own like episode where they're trying to like fight for her, like to gamble.
yeah, yeah,
And it's but yeah, and I love this scene though where Sakamoto goes to play roulette, I think it is.
yeah.
And the guy, which everybody fucking body shames Sakamoto in this fucking episode.
Oh yeah,
They call him fatty pig, all kinds of names. And I'm like, they're some of the meanest, like judgmental body shaming bitches I've ever seen in an
yeah.
anime.
See, and I really, really want to know why.
Yeah,
Like,
because
that's such a big prevalent thing. Because I mean, there's some of the other shows that I've told you about where they had sumo wrestlers,
yeah,
and like, you don't get judged on your size like that.
yeah,
So
because they were like, "Oh man, he's such a fatty. What's this fatty gonna do?"
yeah, so I mean, it's a little confusing on that, why everybody like kink shames. Well, not kink shames, but fat shames
Which
Sakamoto.
that's one thing that kind of turns me off about this anime is the fact they just like shit on him, like the main character, and he's such like a cool dude.
Yeah,
Like regardless of his body size, like, and I guess
yeah,
it's a joke, but I feel like it's a joke that doesn't necessarily always land.
yeah. I would say, because you read Arlie, right? Or Doctor Slump, or
Um,
did you watch it?
I have never read or watched it.
Okay. Well, in that, one of the big things that was always like really annoying, it was funny like a few times here and there, but was like the poop jokes.
Yeah,
Like Arlie would run off and bring
like
back
the
a
poop
piece.
jokes or the fart jokes type of
Yeah,
thing.
but it was like it was one of those like people that think they're funny, and like the first time you laughed at the joke, but then it's their only shtick of their personality.
Kind of like Stifler from American Pie.
Yeah, a little bit,
Yeah,
or um I would say like until you get later on where it becomes a meme, but like Muscle Man with his joke from regular show where he's like, you know who else does that? My mom. Like, at some point, like you think it's funny the first time,
Yeah.
you laugh here and there, then you realize like how stupid it is, and you kind of hate him for it.
Yeah.
And then you kind of come full circle back into it where it's like, okay, well, now it kind of got pulled off the table a little bit. He didn't use the joke as much or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it made his character seem a lot better. And I feel like that's how this part is, because almost every episode we've heard Sakamoto get called Fat Man or something or whatever. And it just, it seems like that joke's ran its course.
Yeah, no, I feel like that joke's definitely ran its course. But we get to see this cool thing. So the guy, he says like, oh, I can control this roulette wheel with magnets, and I can control where the ball lands, which they're not even playing on a fair deck, like of chance,
On the wheel?
They're looking to stack the deck against Sakamoto and his gang, which is, I feel like, it's unfair, seeing as how we see good old Wu-tang. He's a fucking card counter.
Well, the other thing is, honestly, after like hearing a bunch of that, we can't 100% say that this whole area isn't exactly under that jurisdiction.
Yeah.
Like they're saying, yeah, it's a casino where everybody can play, but after most of the stuff, like most of it just seems like it is staged. I would honestly say that the two games that seemed like they weren't staged at all or could have been messed with were the poker table
Mm-hmm.
and when they played Old Maid. Those are
Yeah,
the only two, because it came down to the game of chance instead of a game of, hey, well, we actually have a way of messing with this. So,
but Shannon,
they also played up Wu-Tang as being this like incredible person that like had that brain about him.
yeah,
But that's my question is, can we really say that 100% that was him, or were there anything that was in that system where he won because of that? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no, I get you. But Shin and Sakamoto both end up winning.
Oh yeah,
They
and
end up.
I really like how Sakamoto did
Oh, how he
his.
like shoots the thing at the ball.
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna put in all my chips on this one number, but I'm gonna keep this one.
This
And
one
then
chip.
the thing with the ball starts rolling around, and as the guy, I guess, is going to hit the magnet, he flips the chip and it hits the top of one of the bars that's on the top of the roulette
Yeah.
wheel, and it ends up making the ball stop like right before, so he won. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. No, that was pretty cool, and we get some other cool stuff later on. Later on in the show, where with the gambling and stuff, but we end up going into Wu-Tang's backstory. We find out he worked or was I don't know if he was a part of the triads, the mafia. I was a little confused because he gets like beat up at the beginning of his flashback,
Yeah.
and Lou's like, "Oh, are you okay?" And he's like, "Oh, like butthurt that she came and saved him or whatever." But she mentions that like, "Oh, you're part of my family. My family's so big. I don't know everybody in it." Are they related?
I
Because
don't believe so. I think they're part of like that group.
okay, because like he has
It would
like the
it
biggest
would
crush on her.
it would be like if we had like an otakuology family,
We do have an otakuology family.
and
It's
it
us and
was.
all the people who listen to us.
I mean, but if we called it a family, we don't really call it a family.
It's all about family, guys.
It's all about friendship, Mike. We gotta take it back to Naruto.
Family. Just like Vin Diesel says, it's all about family.
Oh my gosh! And I'll see you again.
Oh. Oh, don't make me cry.
Oh, I'm totally gonna do it.
uh,
I'll
so
do it.
emotional.
I'll do it the interview style and start singing "Firework" to you.
Uh, do you feel like a paper bag in the
Yeah.
wind?
Katy Perry's your favorite. You don't have to lie about it anymore.
I do not poop. I do not have a butthole.
Oh my god. I love that. I wish that whole scene with him singing would be used in one of these animes that we would watch. And I think Sakamoto would be really good.
Yeah.
Where like when he started singing to him and he did the part, then like he was like crying to it. He was like and I think a move like that with some kind of music or whatever would be hilarious.
Why aren't we covering the interview for the podcast? That movie's awesome.
Because we're an anime podcast, so we
Oh.
don't cover movies like that. We used to.
I mean, yeah, we should go back to it and like just throw like a random movie in like every month or something.
Well, I'll tell you what. There's a new movie that I've watched, but I think you should watch it, and I would definitely fucking rewatch it.
What is it?
Called The Electric.
Oh, Electric State?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a fucking awesome movie.
Sure, let's throw that in for like this coming month. Let's throw that into the rotation.
Because I will put money on it that you'll fucking love it. I mean, it was great.
I mean, it does have Chris Pratt in it.
It's got Chris Pratt and it's got
11.
It's I was like, what's her name again?
It's 11.
Yeah. And I mean, most of the cast you'll know who it is. So
maybe we'll give everybody like a break from all the anime because we used to cover like stuff because we did like Werewolf by Night. What was that one we did? Freaky. Oh dang, what was it? Jingle All the Way. We did Beverly Hills Ninja. Yeah. I forgot what else. Paper Tigers. Oh, I loved Paper Tigers.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
That was really good, maybe.
All the old men.
My back.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they end up coming to like a standstill, I believe, and they like a tie almost, right? And with Wu-tang and Sakamoto, like they win like the exact amount of money.
Yeah. And it's really just him, which I was confused where he got the other two members before they did the other thing.
Yeah.
And I don't really remember Lou playing any games.
I don't think she did.
So that was another part I was a little confused on.
She's kind of useless in this episode.
She was. Let me tell you, the one thing I was really waiting for, because like out of everything we do or that we've covered so far with this show, the biggest thing I would say Lou is good at is drinking. Yeah. And I really thought she was going to get to the point where she said, place bets on how much I can drink.
Oh, that would have been funny.
And like I kept waiting for it. I was like, okay, well, like I'm sure she knows how to play these other games, but like, you know, if she was a drinker, like that would be hilarious, but they never did it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then one thing that I thought would be really good too is when we have kind of that little final game thing with Old Maid, is I thought maybe they would pull it out then, because like her having that the drinking ability, let's just call it that, you know, is like her staple. So
yeah,
you know, they never used it in this, so I was like,
they didn't use it at all. They failed.
And if they didn't do that, like they could have done that and touched on it a little bit, but what would have really been fun too is, since we had the flashback and stuff with Wu-tang, is if we stumbled upon like when Lou started like having her medicine and stuff, like that would have been fucking great.
Yeah.
But there was just a lot of stuff in this. For this one to get played up like it did to be our final episode, I think it was kind of more of a letdown.
I feel like it was a letdown, but I feel like it sets up for quite a bit moving forward.
I don't know. I mean, I would watch it again, but honestly, this would be like one of those make or break deal for me on hardcore pushing.
Well,
on
this the
stuff.
thing is though. The thing is though, like we're not done with this season,
This is true. This is true.
so we're not technically done with the season. The season comes back in July.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know. I just think if you were going to do something that's like a mid-season finale, like
it
it
would
should
be
be like,
bigger.
yeah, like it should be like Supernatural or like Smallville, where you were like, oh my God, I can't believe that
Somebody
fucking happened.
save me.
Yeah.
Ah.
Um, like something like that where you're like, oh my God. And then you got the finale of that season, and you're like,
Yeah,
holy shit. Like this one just, it was a letdown. There's a few things at the end that I'm going to be excited about to see in the next one, but honestly, like, I feel like this one would have been a lot better, and I understand why it had to be in the placement that it was.
I didn't.
But
I didn't
but
understand why I needed to be in the placement that it was in.
well, this one had to be in the placement because the ending where we saw reindeer guy again.
Oh
I would
yeah,
I would honestly put, if we had had that part first, which obviously the people that reindeer talk to or whatever will be people that we see after this, but the little science arc for Shu is way better than this one.
yeah, yeah.
Like sad to say, but you know.
But yeah, so they come to a tie, and they're like, "Okay, how are we going to settle this tie?" And Sakamoto's like, "I know how we can settle it." And they go to play Old Maid.
Yes.
I've never played Old Maid before,
Really?
like never.
Really?
Yes,
Oh crap. We're gonna
I've
have to
never.
we're gonna have to turn on our cameras and play Old Maid at some
I've
point.
never played Old Maid, so I didn't know like the significance of this game.
Oh my god.
But
Did you understand it afterwards?
no,
Okay, so the significance of Old Maid is like a matching game. So if you have
like
like
goldfish.
sort of, yeah, yeah. Except the Old Maid is a card that stays in your hand because she has no matches.
Uh,
So if I say something to you, and there's not any asking for anything.
uh-huh.
So if I go and it's nonverbal, basically, if you have a hand and we take all of the same cards out, you get both of these, you lay them down, you get both of those, you lay them down, whatever. Then once you're done with the whole deck, whoever has the Old Maid is the ultimate loser.
Okay.
So it's not really a game where there's like the first winner or second winner or anything else. It's who has the Old Maid at the end of the game.
Okay.
And the how you get out first is if you have all your cards that you had those pairings for are done. So then you leave it up to the other people that are left.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah. So
But they play an interesting game of Old Maid. A
it
very interesting game.
it wasn't that interesting.
Well, I mean, with them trying to cheat and stuff, like Sakamoto tried to cheat and they caught him cheating. Shin tried to read Wu-tang's mind and it didn't go so
No,
well.
I think that was a fun part. We could have cut off the other like first part of this episode, and I would
Yeah.
have loved us to just jump forward into this one, honestly, and then give us a little more of something else in the episode. But that was really funny, especially after us having Hisuke and stuff. Like, so whenever Shin reads Sakamoto's mind, we see it looks clear, it looks like what we're watching.
Yeah.
Same art style, everything else. Hisuke looks like a kid drew it. Sometimes it doesn't seem like it makes a lot of sense. Like you draw conclusions. And this guy's was done in like freaking code.
Yeah, and basically he kind of melts Shin's brain a little bit.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
he's like, "Oh, I can't go on anymore. His mind power is too strong."
Yeah. Yeah.
And
And then
what we
Shin
find
just
out that Shin can only read people's thoughts if they're thinking it.
well, and you got to be thinking it that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
You gotta think about it in an interpretive way where Shin is able to understand.
Yeah, and shit happens, and I think Wu-tang grabs the old maid from
Well,
Lou,
we have where we have where Wu Tong grabs the old maid from Lou, which was stupid. I mean,
which
we
he did it
know.
because he fucking loved her.
Yeah,
And he
yeah,
fucking got that nosebleed boner shit.
yeah. He did.
And I was like,
He
come on, my
totally
dude. Come on, my dude.
he totally pulled a Sanji.
Yeah.
um, and that was kind of funny with Shu. Like whenever he'd scan over the cards with his fingers, she was like, "Yay! Oh,
No.
yay!
Yay.
Oh!" And you're like, oh, "You fucking know,
Yeah. He was
And
like, I did it. I did it. I saved her.
and then of course, like all that stuff, and somehow Sakamoto got it
Yeah. Sakamoto
after
gets
after the
it.
other two guys got out, which were part of the triad or whatever, and Lou got out, and then it came down to Sakamoto and Wutong. Oh well, we did have that part that you were talking about where Sakamoto technically cheated, where
Yeah.
he was moving like at the speed of light to look at all the guys' cards in his hand.
That part was kind of funny.
Which, yeah, that was funny. I kind of wish that, like I said, I wish the episode was longer so we could have had that a few more times
Yeah.
instead of Wutong being like, "Oh, I know you cheated." Oh,
Yeah.
I know.
And I love the part where he has like Sakamoto has like 2 cards left, and he's like, "I'm gonna go for this one." Wu-tang says, and Sakamoto just has like a finger death grip on these cards,
Oh my gosh, yes.
and he's like trying to pull with all his might, like put his feet into it to brace himself.
You know what this made me think about? Have
What?
you ever seen the people at Disney World try and pull Excalibur?
Yes.
That's what that reminded me of.
Oh man, yes, yeah. I've tried to pull Excalibur in the past and did not work.
Well, if Thor 4's taught me anything, you're supposed to sweet talk it first.
You guys just gotta talk it and be like, "Hey,
Hey,
you
girl,
look,
I haven't seen you around here in forever.
you're looking pretty sharp today."
Yeah. Come out of that stone so we can have a
Oh
good time.
yeah.
We're so
But
stupid.
yeah, he like switches the cards and Wutong like grabs the old maid, and this is where we get like, "Oh, you cheated, blah blah blah," and the triads who work for Wutong end up creating a mutiny,
Yeah.
and Wutong is like they're being held up, and Sakamoto's like, "Oh, now's your chance, impress the girl." And Wutong's like, "I got this, I got this, I could do it." And he's like, "Haha, you guys are stupid. I've rigged all y'all's guns to explode if you shoot them." And they're like, "What? No way! How could you do that? He's so smart."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Haha, I got you." And they just beat the shit out of these guys.
Yeah.
It was a fun little fight. I feel like.
That part for me was kind of a letdown because I expected somebody to try and shoot the gun
Yeah,
because I completely felt like he was bluffing.
I mean he was.
And then he did the whole thing where he said, "Well," he goes, "Now I'm back to where I was again at the start, where nobody likes me."
Yeah, I
And
mean he was bluffing. He said he was bluffing.
I was like, "You bitch!" Like, I'm sorry, like Wu Tong is not one of my favorite characters at all.
No, he's
Like,
not. I'm kind of glad he kind of leaves after this.
he is dry. I hate his sense of humor. I don't understand his love part. Like, there's nothing else that he brings to the table. Now, I do have to say I admire his kind of sense of justice because, a lot of things that were getting handled with the triads was all through gambling and
Yeah,
stuff. And so they did give people a chance kind of to get out of the brace of that instead of getting hurt or whatever, which all the guys kind of turned on Wu-tang and told him that, like, well, we don't want to have to worry about just all these games and tricks and stuff set up every time. We want to be able to kill somebody if we need to, or things like that, so he did kind of, I feel like, have a little bit of a sense of justice in that.
Yeah.
But obviously nobody else really cared about that.
Yeah, no, yeah.
And I mean, did you feel like that was coming at any point?
That they were going to turn on him?
Yeah.
No, I didn't think they were going to turn on him.
I felt like they were going to do that after we had the whole thing where we knew, like, he was trying to get Lou, and she kept turning him down.
Oh.
Especially in this episode. I don't feel like that was like a big thing in last episode, but in this one I felt like it was. Especially, and the big thing that really sealed that fate for me was when he took the old maid the first time.
Oh.
Because I was like, somebody's not going to like this.
I didn't see them turning on him, but I mean, I feel like that's not like a really big part of this episode. But we end up finding out that Wu-tang ends up going to work for a little bit. I don't know if he works there full time, but at the store.
Yeah.
And he's trying to talk to him, and they're all working and stuff, except for Sakamoto. He's reading the newspaper. And he's like, I know who's going to, like, put the bounty on your head. And he's like, Slur did it. And like, yeah, we kind of already figured that out. Tell us something we don't know. So what we find out is in Asia, there was like prisoners died. They were on death row. And they all died the way they killed people. So like one hung one of the prisoners up with he had holes through him. One was squished into a ball. One had his skin completely removed. It was like a pile of mush. And I forget what the other one was, to be exact.
I can't remember. We'd have to know what the names, because what the people do is in their names.
Yeah.
And I don't think the prisoner, the guards and stuff, like the guys that got crushed in the ball and everything. I don't think that was like stuff that their crimes were. I think that's the way that all these other guys chose to kill them.
Yeah,
and they would just go into prisons and like have killing sprees.
And they, from what I gathered, they faked their own deaths to get out of prison. I think it was.
I have no clue. I thought they just left, like they didn't care at all.
But we find out that the reindeer guy, who I thought he was like a goner. I didn't know he was coming back at all, so it threw me for a loop. He's like, yeah, I helped you out, and you're going to help me out. You're going to help Slur out. We need y'all to go kill these people. And tell me why these people look like JoJo Bizarre Adventure character rejects. Because that's what they look like to me.
Because they do. What else do you want me to tell you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to see if I can find their names.
I don't remember what their names are.
Dump, Saw, Apart, Minimalist, and I think the last, I don't know what the last one is.
Oh, do you remember what their kill counts were?
No.
Oh.
No, I can just tell you what their stuff was, I guess.
I thought it was funny. The one guy, he complained about Japanese burgers being too small.
Yeah.
And he like crushed up the burger into like a little tiny ball and ate it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like these guys are kind of interesting. They're different than assassins because they're straight up killers.
Yes.
So moving forward, I feel like things will get interesting and they won't get as monotonous with like the assassins and stuff.
So there's only 4 of them.
Okay, there's 4 of them.
Yep.
Okay, okay, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah. It's dump, minimalist, apart, Saul, and then they're all under slur.
Okay, 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 gotcha, gotcha. And Slur wants to use these people. Sakamoto still has no idea who Slur is. Sad to say, because Sakamoto doesn't remember a lot of people in the Hitman world. And that's kind of where this episode ends. Is on a pretty big cliffhanger. I feel like of things to come.
Yeah,
You know?
I agree. I'm reading this thing of what these people's stuff was because Dump, which is the dark girl, she's got the third highest kill count of the four.
Uh huh.
She supposedly has prosthetic spikes that come out of her body.
Oh, that
Um,
sounds kind of cool.
I know. I was like trying to think about like what exactly did different people have when we saw them. Like some of them you could kind of tell what their stuff was, and some of them you couldn't.
There was the guy.
Um,
Who was the guy with the manga like thing?
that's Saul.
That's Saul. Okay.
Yeah, his is.
He
Let's
was.
see. He's ex-military.
Uh huh.
He's the one that actually has the hit list name that has Nagumo and Sakamoto on it.
Okay.
And it says they think that he's the weakest member of the four. Um, he just has enhanced strength. Um, yeah, I mean, he's just basically like a mind person, I guess. He has a saw for his weapon. Um, he's got clairvoyant immunity. I don't know. He didn't have a lot of stuff compared to the other one.
Okay.
Then we have a part, which is the emo guy with all the stuff in his hair.
He's the one who didn't like pickles.
Yeah, and he's like, "What? Why did they put pickles on
Well,
here?
if
I can't, I
anyone,
can't, I can't eat any of this."
anyone the pickles, take the pickles off. They're making my burger really not taste good. I feel like he was about to have like a panic attack over his pickles.
Yeah. It says he has wires.
Oh, like garrote wires
Yeah, yeah.
or fiber wires.
Yeah. So he's kind of like ooh, who is the person from Get Backers that had the same thing?
I don't remember.
They'd like toss the wires around somebody, and then they'd move their fingers, and it would
Yeah, and it would
splice. And
like most wire people who fight with wires.
they all fight the same fucking way.
Yeah, yeah.
That's the worst part. It's like, how do you hold your fingers when you do this wire thing? Oh man, I just like to flip people off when I do it. Yeah. And then the last guy is Apart. Not Apart. Apart is the wire guy. So the last one is Minimalist.
He's
Eh,
the
yeah,
bald one, right?
he's the hamburger guy.
Yeah, the big hulking guy.
So he just has overly enhanced strength.
Oh, okay, because he looked pretty strong. He like crumpled that table into a giant ball.
Yeah, he's got a problem with balls.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
He has a big problem with balls. I have no idea
Uh,
why, but
but yeah, I mean, all in all, like this episode was okay. It really wasn't my favorite episode out of the 11.
no,
Uh,
no.
there were moments that were like, oh, like I was like, oh man, I thought this was gonna be kind of cool. Like they went away from like the assassin like element in fighting and went to gambling. I thought
Yeah,
that would be a cool like divergence, you know,
yeah.
from like your typical norm. But in all honesty, like I was kind of bored for most of this episode,
No, I agree with
and
you.
I watched this episode like 2 or 3 times.
I wasn't going to be able to do that.
Well, I had it all in the background, and I was picking up things like what was going on and stuff. in
Yeah.
the episode. And the most interesting part was like towards the end with the assassins.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we should have just left with like started with that. To be honest.
Yeah. I mean, I think we would have done like a lot better if we had a like a credit scene too.
Yeah, like a mid credit scene.
Yeah, but like I don't know.
Yeah,
It just this one just really wasn't all that great.
yeah. It wasn't. It wasn't. It was sad to say because I mean, most of this season, or this half of this season, has been really freaking strong.
Yes.
Like it's been a strong season, and I felt like we got a wet fucking fart a little bit. Like we farted, we trusted a fart, but it didn't come out all the way, and we sucked it back up in our buttholes.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so you just got a little bit
Definitely
of
not.
boo boo stains in your underwear.
Definitely not. Totally not. That's weird as shit. Um yeah, no, I think compared to the rest of these other things that we could call arcs, this one is probably one of the weakest. Like, and out of all the things that we've already had, even like single episode things just to have like a character get introduced or something like that, like starting out originally, like I guess they were all kind of the same arc. I was going to say it was like the second part of the sugar arc,
Yeah.
with uh
Boiled.
yeah, with boiled. I mean, that for me would have been like the least amount of one in these that I just didn't really like full heartedly enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, but it ended up making up for itself. This one I just don't feel like it was able to come out of it at all.
I hope the next half of this season like fucking comes out like the gate, like fucking
Yeah.
strong.
Well, I really kind of wonder if we had that other second half that was in episode 10
Yeah.
come out, would that have changed it if this was all kind of like in one episode?
Maybe.
Um, with like another part there or whatever. I mean, the way that it stands right now, if they would have cut off the other half from episode 10,
Yeah.
added it into this one, made this episode into episode 10, where we got all the stuff, and then we had the whole little hot springs thing with maybe a little more of something else added into it. Where it was like hot springs, then a little something else,
Yeah.
either a day
Or
at the
bring back
store.
some of the stuff that got cut in the
Yeah.
first couple episodes, you know?
Yeah, and then they put that into an 11th episode,
Yeah.
and not really leaning into it that it was super important or anything. I think that would have been amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But how all this stuff was laid out, just it wasn't as impressive as it should have been.
No. And
Um,
that's sad to say because we love this. We love this show. We love these
yeah, I mean,
characters, you
I mean,
know?
I've really been enjoying it and everything too. I mean, like nothing at the point is going to compare to Delicious and Dungeon and Cyberpunks at this point.
Yeah.
Of what we've watched, especially like part of the stuff with this, but I thought this one was kind of making its way up there for me, and it just didn't. It kind of fell short, just like I kind of feel like um shit, what was it called? This one, the one with the superpowers and the marriage thing, My Happy
Oh, my
Marriage.
happy marriage. Hey, hey,
Yeah,
I have it
yeah.
on good authority that My Happy Marriage season 2 fucking rocks. Apparently,
I
like
mean,
shit fucking happens in there.
I mean, damage is already done though.
But I was just
Yeah,
saying, like,
I mean, honestly, just like I was saying with this episode, I would almost say, hey, let's sit down and watch the rest of that. What was that other thing we were watching? TP Bond.
oh, TV bomb.
Let's watch some more fucking TP Bond because this episode was that bad.
Oh, oh,
I mean, there were parts of it that were good, but like overall, like TP Bond was more memorable than this.
in this episode,
And you and I hated TP Bond.
I think TP Bond had like a good premise. Like
I think it was just kind of out there and boring, but You know,
I mean, I didn't say it was perfect. It wasn't perfect, but this is like the first knock on this season. I feel like this series,
yeah.
like it's the first strike to being like possibly a bad show. Just saying.
Well, for me, I'm going to say it's the second strike because this episode was that bad.
Oh, okay. But
So
I still think we should go back and cover the second half of My Happy Marriage eventually. Maybe not all at once, but like space it out.
I know we have a lot of stuff to do that with.
I know we
We've been
do.
skipping out.
We've been skipping out on our episodes because we got to do the rest of Bubblegum, the rest of Gungraves, the rest of Creature Commandos. You know,
Yes. If we get back into the Digimon movies,
we're never getting back in those. Those are gone.
If we try and do TP Bon at all,
Just saying. Just saying.
yeah.
I'm only keeping one of the Digimon movies, and it's none of the ones we watched.
Christ.
Yeah. That's how bad those fucking movies were.
Hey, I mean, but those episodes are out there, so you never know. We could get a request to
redo Digimon.
Yeah, can you guys watch the first three movies? Can y'all watch the fourth one?
The fourth, fifth, and sixth one?
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest, we should have just fucking stopped with the first one.
I mean, we could have stopped after the second one. I was glad we kind of covered that. The third one is where it was really losing me, and then I was like, eh.
Yeah, I'm sitting here looking at them right now. They're on my shelf.
You're like,
taking up fucking space.
You're like, after I get off of this, fuck you guys.
Fuck you, Digimon.
Throw the finger up.
How could you do this to me? You ruined my childhood.
Hey, buddy. There's always the other shows that could ruin your childhood.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah. So hope you guys enjoyed this episode. This is probably the most negative episode I feel like we've had in quite a while.
Of Sakamoto?
No, since like what, Jinro? And how we both hated Jinro?
I mean, I hated the end of Happy Marriage.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, I still liked Happy Marriage. Like, I like it enough to continue it.
So, on this episode, I just also want to put out a disclaimer for people.
Okay.
Should I speak a lot of French? Do I need to do that?
I don't know.
Okay. Well, then I'll speak a lot of French. So if you fucking think that you can start a podcast and you're going to be all hunky-dory and love everything that you ever fucking record, that is a fucking lie. Mike can tell you for sure. I used to have like 2 things on my list that had like a 1 or a 2-star or a 0. And after doing a podcast based on anime and watching shit and whatnot, I have become more of a manga anime snob than I have ever thought that I would in my fucking life. And yeah, I don't now hack things to pieces like that guy from Ratatouille on my reviews or anything per the whole entirety of things. I hack it to pieces per episode. So, and if Mike doesn't like it, he doesn't swallow.
Yeah, it's true. I spit it out.
You're like, this sucked.
Hack to it.
Hey, that's probably how Digimon ended up back on your shelf.
Yeah, but thank you guys for listening to this episode. Next time you hear this, we will be recording maybe the first 2 episodes of Devil May Cry, depending on how it comes about. I'm really looking
or that movie.
What movie? Oh, that movie. Yeah, Electric Town. Yeah, Electric Town.
Electric State.
Electric State. Sorry, I don't want to say Electric Town.
That's okay. I've had to, after you first said it, keep wanting to call it Electric Nation. I'm like, that's not exactly what it is. So
But I, for one, am looking forward to Devil May Cry, and I hope they don't fuck it up. Like,
yeah, because if not, we will go back and do the early 2000s version.
yeah.
Because I don't want to watch some kind of piece of shit.
I actually like the early 2000s version.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I know that one's good.
I mean, it was decent. I don't know if it was like the best thing ever.
If this one's like we're gonna remake it like they remade Trigun and Rurouni Kenshin and shit, I'm gonna be like,
I think they kind of
pass.
smushed all the games together. So they're taking the elements from all the different games.
Hey,
And
that'd be cool.
yeah, so they're like, I think they're making their own possible original story, but they're taking elements from the games.
That could be cool.
Yeah.
That could definitely be cool.
Because like, I don't know how familiar how familiar are you with Devil May Cry?
Um, I know things that happen in 1 and 2,
Uh-huh.
but not a lot.
Okay.
I got to play a little bit of 1 and 2,
Uh-huh.
more so 2 than 1, but I know almost everything about 3,
Like
and
three's one of the best.
I know a handful of things about 4,
Okay.
but I've never played 4. I've watched I've watched a handful of times of somebody playing 4.
Okay. Okay. Well, it'll be fun to probably cover it because I am a huge Devil May Cry fan.
Yeah.
Huge. Huge.
Oh,
Just
so
saying.
I may have to hold you back. You might be the snob.
You might have to hold me back because I'm like, ugh.
Jin, hold my purse. I
Hold my
gotta
purse and
hold
my
my
beer
poodle. Hold my
and my
poodle.
beer.
I gotta go handle some shit real quick.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But anyways, make sure to rate and review the podcast. You can catch us on all major podcast platforms. Check us out on our YouTube channel or Instagram channel, Otakuology. Share the podcast. It helps people find the podcast. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode.
Yeah, see you next Tuesday.